Hi, everyone. Welcome to Infinite Light. My name is Shawnee. Thank you for joining me today. The message that I was getting before today's read is about maybe some people have re entered your life in a way. It could be through like actually physically being there or over like an email or phone call or overhearing like a conversation. And I think it could be people that you kind of expected maybe during, especially during this last Mercury retrograde to potentially come back, or even people that you never even really gave much of a thought for, or even just people in general. Um, it's this idea of seeing old patterns in other people, like the message that I'm getting is people thinking they could talk to you any kind of way and not real thinking that you're maybe might be the old you, and you're going to get sort of you're going to respond the way the old you wanted would respond. They want you to respond the way that the older unhealed unspiritual part of you would, right? Like from a different timeline, from a lower vibration. This is what I'm hearing. It could be somebody that you know, it could be somebody that you barely know, or somebody you don't know at all. But this Mercury retrograde almost got like how they say with Mercury retrograde, you're going to be revisited from potentially things from your past. Usually we think of like people from our past coming back and trying to reunite with us. But I think what it is like this notion of our attitudes and behaviors from our past being triggered being triggered and from what I'm seeing with this collective is that you initially want to respond, but you're like, ooh, because no, I'm not going to do that because I know what that's going to get me. And I don't want that bag of ass anymore. I don't want to deal with that BS anymore. So I'm going to let your unhealed self be your unhealed self, but you're not going to bother me. And I'm also getting that there are some of you in the collective that are getting bothered, at least initially. And from what I want to say to you is like, just because something triggers you and you get sort of like an immediate surge of emotions, it's okay to get those emotions because emotions aren't the enemy, right? It's how you control yourself in these scenarios. It's showing that you've learned the lessons. Emotions are not the enemy. It's how long are you going to stay in those emotions, and how do you respond? Remember, I say a lot of the time, it's not about reacting, it's about responding. So if you feel angry because of the way that a situation is rubbing you, then it's okay to be angry. If you feel sad, if you feel any of the initial emotions, sit with that for that initial moment and then use the tools that you have learned throughout your growth journey to tackle them so you can bring yourself back up to the vibration you were, even maybe even potentially higher with what you learned from that situation, and then back into a place of gratitude and love. I got this. When people see you elevating while they seem to be failing or stuck, two things happen. First, they start to internalize it and dislike themselves, hate themselves, go through a whole slew of negative emotions, and then they project. That's the second part. They will project on you. And this could take seconds, this could take days, this could take months, but they will project on you, how they're feeling because they see you maybe not responding the way that they wanted you to respond. The whole notion of like crabs in a barrel, or like misery loves company. You'll notice during this particular phase in your ascension that there's like itty bitty tests and maybe even some large ones along the way, almost like as if the universe is saying, we are ready to bless you. It is coming. Divine timing is here. Just want to double check and make sure this is still what you want. I'm hearing like a test proctor, like, you know, like a test proctor is like when you go and you take some sort of certification test, you have to go to a controlled environment, some sort of business or something, and there's like a person in front that's monitoring you, handing out your test, making sure you're staying within the same amount of time. And there's a lot of the time there's, you know, a few people in these rooms and they're taking different tests, but they're for certifications. But there's one test proctor that's watching everybody to make sure that they stay within the requirements of their test. And then ultimately your goal would be to pass, right? So it's almost like that with like spirit guides and angels and the universe and source being a test proctor and watching, you know, everybody in their ascension. You've got a different thing you're having to work on. You've got a different thing you're having to work on. This person, so on and so forth. And they're just making sure that you're staying within the parameters. And then at the end of the day, you've given your answer, you've made your decision. Yes, I do want this. I want to continue to ascend towards my highest and greatest good. Or I have to stay here in this cycle until I relearn how to respond and not react to these triggers. It says, and I say it all the time. Once you get woke up, you can't go back to sleep. But you have to realize that there are people and environments around you as you are waking up, as you are ascending, that are not awake. And they just don't understand why you're so positive and why you're so blessed. And it just, jealousy is a word that's coming up too. It's a lot, just angry. And they just sit in that. But return to center, that's not for you to worry about. You need to be worrying about yourself. It happens right before you hit that new level of glory. You'll see all these little tests right before the windfall of blessings, if you will. It's another note that I wrote, and I keep hearing this over and over again throughout this week is, you know, as your light gets brighter, you attract more energies to you. As your energy becomes more pure, more loving, more giving, you attract more energies towards you. And the things that you have to remember is, number one, boundaries, and then number two, your or you can reorder them the way you want to. Probably maybe number one is your why. Remember your why. Remember why you're healing. Remember what happened to trigger your healing. Remember all of the things that you successfully went through in this journey of healing. Remember all of that. But then also remember that it is so important to protect where you've currently gotten, because you're going to attract both those good energies towards you, the brighter you are, and those negative, not so good, yucky, angry, all of those sort of lower vibrational energies towards you. Like alike, both of them alike are going to come towards you, you know, a moth to a flame. And you're supposed to be using the tools that you've learned and remembering who you are, your power, staying in your power throughout these little tests right before the blessings seem to come. I got two cards from the Starseed Oracle deck. This is a card that is in the position of what you're not truly aware of. It's a Welsh word, so I'm just going to pronounce it as phonetically as I think I can. But it's Hyrith. Hyrith is longing for home, homesick for the stars. You know, it is not easy. The healing journey is not easy. The ascension journey is not easy. And just when you think you've healed something, you know, a little bit of something might come back and test to see if you've truly healed it. And that can get exhausting. And some people, I say, you know, I just said it earlier, like once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep again. Some people actually struggle with that. Like, maybe I do want to just reconnect, right? Back to the matrix with me, you know? But this card is saying, like, even though you're longing for like back to the easy road, just going back to not everybody's feeling this, but sometimes, let's be honest, it's hard to constantly keep a joyfulness about you. It's hard to that I haven't posted videos in a couple of days because my energy was just, why am I hearing wherewithal? My energy was just and I didn't want to project onto you guys. So I stayed in a healing, and while I was in that healing, I'm like, gosh, am I going to have to just keep being in this healing? Am I going to just have to keep knowing when it's time to go into a hermit mode and when it's time to see things from a different perspective, like the hangman? Yeah, and my answer for me was yes. This card is saying, like, your soul came here to experience this 3D realm, to experience life on earth here and now, in the family that you were born in the place that you were at, the places that you will go, the people that you meet, good, bad, or indifferent. Your soul, you sat at the table in heaven and said, this is what I want to do. You have to remember that it's a blessing to be awake and to continue on a spiritual journey of divine connection. That's what that card is talking about. And then the other card that we got in the position of advice is lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. What does that mean? So if you're going through this sort of like negative feeling about and sometimes it might even just last like seconds, about like, God, ascension is hard. Being soulful, spiritual is hard. How am I going to keep up the energy for this when the outside world is always bombarding? This other card is saying, like, you need to look within. You need to honestly, it's your soul that made this choice to come down here. So then have the candid conversation with your soul. Bruh, what are you doing? Why? I don't know how you talk to your soul. But it could just be like, you need to point me in the direction I'm supposed to be in. And not only do you need to do that, you need to help me through these hard moments. And then at the end of that, thank you. Thank you for thank you for bringing me down here to experience this. Help me to stay in a place of gratitude and love and open-mindedness. Be a growth mindset. Don't block the growth. This is also saying that throughout your lifetimes, you have met similar challenges, which is why they're in this lifetime here. You have met similar challenges, and you might have even successfully navigated through some of them. So this is saying to say prayers and meditate and journal and ask for your soul to drop those little tidbits of information into your self here and now, so you can utilize the tools that you used in past lives to be successful in this life right now. We're gonna pull some tarot cards and let's see if we can get some additional information. Thank you for joining me here today, guys. My name is Shawnee. Like I said at the beginning of the video, at this point, I'm going to ask you to please like and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification button. The amount of videos that I get of people watching them compared to the amount of like comments and likes and subscriptions is like not even an equal scale. And it's always like maybe it's just my personality. I'm very, I understand the algorithm, and I understand when people want to grow and connect their channels. So I will like, and I will subscribe, and I will comment, because it costs me nothing in the form of like money. In a world where everything costs something, these little nuggets from your spirit guides and spirit teams and the angelic realms and source and so on and so forth, they're coming to you for free on YouTube right now. So please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification buttons. I also do personal readings. That information is down below and located on my Instagram page, but my bio link is down below. Let's get 2 cards. So I got the 6 of Cups, and then I got the King of Wands. The 6 of Cups, You know, Mercury retrograde ended. This is now what, the 29th of August 2024 as I'm recording this. And excuse me, the Mercury retrograde in on the 27th of August. And even though we're a couple of days out of the heat of that energy, there's still about a 2-week period where you might find yourself kind of reminiscing on when things used to be easier. I'm hearing right now, like, right with this card, I'm hearing like, don't look so much in your past, even at the times that were like joyful. Don't look too much in that. And then also don't look too much into the future. A lot of the times what will help ground yourself is if you stay present here and now. I'm not saying don't reminisce. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying don't get stuck reminiscing when times used to be easier on a certain love. Yeah, don't get stuck reminiscing on those things, because there are blessings that you're getting. There are messages that you're getting in your present day that you could potentially not see because you're stuck looking back. And I got this King of Wands. Give me some more on this King of Wands energy. King of Wands followed by the Two of Earth. This is you having to be this is you having to prioritize you. You're going to have to prioritize yourself, especially now, especially with these people that are testing you, these situations. It's like, I've seen this before, right? Like, I've seen people act like this before. I've seen this entire situation play out before in my life. I'm not going to fall back into the disillusionment or the unserving behaviors I used to be in before. You know, if you would have done this to me or in front of me or presented this to me maybe 2 years ago, I would have reacted a certain way that would have put me into a karmic cycle. But now I'm not. And do you see how I just had that entire monologue just now? This is me speaking like how your brain is speaking to you. That monologue is a monologue that you would not have had a couple of years ago. And that monologue is the monologue that's going to get you out and beyond and past these little tests. Some more. Oh, I got the Page of Water and the eight of coins, Eight of Pentacles, sorry. This is you just giving yourself grace and continuing to focus on the work that you're putting into yourself. Remember I said, or maybe I said earlier, I thought to say earlier, like it's literally about continuing to put yourself first, because it truly is about your own growth. And I realize that I'm talking to people who are married, and I realize I'm talking to some people who have kids, and it's hard to hear at times, put yourself first. But, you know, that's antiquated thinking as somebody who has been in both of those situations. I'm still a mom. But yeah, that's antiquated. You have to fill your cup first, and you can't just fill yourself. You can't go take yourself on me time. Give yourself me time once. You got to do it, a few times. Oh, I got 3 major arcana that I just pulled right now. 3 major arcana, right? All right, let's talk about this. So the first card I got was the Empress card. And then I got the Hermit card. And then I got the Counselor card, or the Hierophant card. Let me break these down into 3 different messages. The Empress card with the Sun. You are creating, no. You have already created. Remember I said earlier, like, you'll get these tests like right before like a windfall of like blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. You have put in the work. You have put in the work. You're birthing this. Remember, there's something coming. September is very giving. September is a very giving month for love. Another major arcana. Look at that. So we got the Hermit with the Chariot. I heard a reader talking about this very combination earlier in a collective reading. So I'm wondering if I'm kind of tapping into these energies. You have illuminated your way. The Hermit here isn't necessarily like you're staying, maybe you are purposely, because you've seen some BS rear its ugly head in the recently in the last like couple of days. And so you're like, oh, here I go again. Let me just pull back. And that's fine, because that's you using your tools and your toolkit. But here, September especially, here in the next few days, you're going to have this, and it says it in one of these cards that I pulled earlier, these Star Oracle cards. You're going to have this yearning to connect outside of yourself. And this is you being social, maybe volunteering at a place, maybe going to the, do they still do Zumba class? I don't know, Orange Theory, something like that. Going to the gym. Maybe you making that phone call to that old friend or texting that old friend, because here pretty soon you're going to yearn to connect yourself, but you're going to be guided to connect in the right ways to the right type of people, if that makes sense. Like Soul Tribe. The people that are keepers is what I just heard. All right, give me more on this Hierophant. Guys, six major arcana. 6 major arcana. Oh my Lord. What? Wow. God is saying bravo to you, my loved one, my chosen one. Bravo. Your blessings. Like, you're going through these itty bitty tests of people testing you. Stay your course. Stay the course. Stay 22:22 on the clock. Stay the course. Stay the course. It's coming. Like, you belong here in this giving sort of you belong. You're about to see it for yourself. You're gonna see it develop. You're gonna see just things like puzzle pieces. I hear puzzle pieces going into the right places, because you're it's like you were walking down the street and then somebody like did like a cat call, but like something like negative towards you, and you were like whatever, and then you literally just kept going. Like, that was the smallest amount of energy that you gave. It's because you've healed so much. It's all accomplishments, celebration, completion. You passed the test, they said. Yeah. 2 more from the Healing Waters cards. We got the Sweet Waters, which is another Empress-esque card. Yeah, it is another Empress card. So you got Empress energy on here. Empress energy on here twice. Empress energy on here twice. You created this. You created the path. You paved the way for yourself. Yeah. And what's going to come out the other end is just, I hear the word bliss and just smiles. Just so many smiles. And then we got clear waters. Clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. I'm so excited for you. Don't you want a reader to be excited for you like this? Hit that like button. Put a water emoji, that splash water emoji if you made it this far. I want to see how many water emojis we get. Oh, look at that. It's just gorgeous. Clear vision, confirmation, right timing, opportunity. You guys, Your season, giving season, open season. That's what I'm hearing. September. September. Yeah. It's just gonna be great. You're gonna when I said earlier you're gonna see these little synchronicities, you're gonna see these little blessings, and each little one you're gonna be able to be like, confirmation number one, confirmation number two, right? The water's no longer murky, it's clear. You can see. You can see. Your intuition's gonna be on point. I get a lot of blue from this card, and then right as soon as I said blue, I got this feeling right here in my throat. So you're gonna be able to even like speak your truth. I love this for you. I love this for you. Let's see if we can get an Egyptian God oracle card. Ooh, we got one, and we got thought, wholeness. You being this is a 3. You're protected. I heard earlier, and I saw it yesterday. I saw Divergent, that movie Divergent. So I'm getting pulled in this and then this card is upside down right here. Immerse yourself. Like, so immerse yourself. So in the Divergent movie, this girl is in this like water sort of, I'm getting also Houdini, right? Like this water, well, maybe that wasn't a good example, but it's like a bath of water, this huge like cube with glass all around her, and there's water, and it's filling up, and she follows her instinct. At one point in time, the water fills all the way up, and she just, I guess, knowingly, there's like a crack in the glass, and she doesn't even see it. She just knows it's there and like taps at it, and the glass breaks. Because it's like the protection that you're going to be getting from, and that you have been getting, but continue to get, especially in this next leg of your life, right? With the world goes round, with the world, it's your new chapter. It's that your spirit guides, your angels, are going to be giving you very clear and concise messages on how to navigate. And because you've proven that you listen throughout this journey, they will continue to do so, and it might get louder and it might get clearer, more obvious. And because you are just so much in your faith, you don't even have to see that crack in the glass. They'll just say tap right there, and you'll say okay. And then it will keep you out of danger, get you into a place of wholeness, take you to happiness. Because you have, and I pulled up this other card while I was talking, immerse yourself, because you've learned from your past mistakes. They said that's it. Okay, well, guys, congratulations. If you like the way that I do readings here, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Put that little splash water emoji down and in the bottom, or in the comments, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.